All right, we'll go Ron, BJ, Will, Jay, I guess.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good, good. So you guys have had 3 or 4 practices now. How's it been out there?
It's been great. Getting back out there. Putting the pads on for the first time today. Just competing with everybody and seeing everybody compete and just grind. It's special and it's been really well.
So we've heard a lot this summer about your new slimmer, sleeker frame. The coaches say that you're in better shape than you've ever been. Tell me what brought this on.
I played my first 2 years at 300, and now that I'm at that 290 area, it's all thanks to the strength staff for prepping my body and developing it to what it needed to be.
And you definitely look a little more jacked, a little slimmer. How has it affected you on the field? Do you feel faster out there?
Oh yeah, I feel way faster. I'm definitely stronger, quicker. Just the little things as far as my conditioning. It's all improved. This over the summer.
I've been asking some of the other guys about this, but the decks that you guys run every year, what is it like taking those on as a 300-pounder?
They're tough. You got to build that momentum. 300 pounds to build momentum and make your way all the way to the top. They're tough, but it comes to a point where you don't even think about it, and it's almost easy. And your body gets used to it.
Thanks, man.
Sure.
Scale, how's the D-line looking so far?
D-line, we're looking really good. We're just taking it one day at a time, taking it one rep at a time, and being intentional about improving our fundamentals and techniques, and just taking it slowly and getting better every day.
How are you looking at this year? And obviously you by making the changes to your body and stuff, obviously this is an important year for you, but how are you looking at this year in terms of you individually and kind of wanting to take that next step and reach that next level that a lot of people think you can get to?
Just like how Ron was talking about, I wanted to, lose a little bit so that I can move better. And I just think that, that's going to help me in the pass rush game. And then also the run game, just getting stronger. Yeah.
Well, what's your mentality, I guess, in terms of just how much you want to dominate this year or what you want to do? How badly do you want to make this kind of, the best year of your career to this point?
Yeah, like you said, this has to be my best season yet. There's a bunch to prove. There's a bunch on the table that I still, there's a lot of boxes I have to check off. So it's important for me to, improve, take it day by day, and just keep grinding and working on my crafts so that I could dominate.
There's so much talk with the line about how the D-line is going to be one of the strengths of the team and stuff. Pressure is not the right word, but how do you look at just all you guys as a group? People are expecting a lot out of you guys this year on the D-line.
Yeah, we're just worried about getting better every day. We're just worried about us as a group, just making sure that we're pushing each other in practice every day. And as long as we do that, then we will go out there and show what we have and display our talents and all the work we've put in.
Was today the first day in shells?
Yes, sir.
What does that take the intensity up a level when you get into shells? What was it like out there this morning?
Oh yeah, the pads were popping. Guys getting a little chippy, and it's all fun out there. When you put on the pads, it's a different sense than just going in jerseys or spider pads. The physicality increases, speed increases. Everybody's intentions are more physical, and it was real fun today. It was a real fun day.
And final quick one for me, Scale. We know we've talked so much about the depth of your group, whether it be with Divine and we've heard about Herbert and all these guys. Who's another guy that you think's ready to really emerge and have a big year along the D line?
There's a few guys actually. Jackson Cravens has always been a dog in my eyes. He is a dog. He's getting better every day. Michael Callahan has taken leaps of improvement. He's come a long way, both run, pass, conditioning. He's just an all-around athlete. And then obviously, Scott's going to do his thing, and he's a big leader in our D line group, and all together I think everybody is going to be ready to play.
Appreciate it, Scale. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Will, you go ahead.
Sorry about that. Didn't know it was me. Hey, Scale, when you're talking about your successful diet and slimming down just a little bit, what kind of things did you have to cut out of your diet?
So personally, my goal was just to eat cleaner. So, I mean, that would be like, just like sugars that I didn't need. The times I would eat, like I stopped eating, late at night or, right before I went to bed. Staying hydrated, taking supplements as far as like vitamin C, drink some green tea here and there. Just making sure that the insides of my body are feeling well so that I could, externally perform,
What's the hardest sugar to cut out?
Hardest sugar, man. I mean, I can eat anything. I don't know. That's a good question. I'd probably say like candies, cookies. I'm a big cookie guy. Just little stuff like that, like juice, stuff like that. Those are the sugars that I'm talking about.
What sacrifices in slimming down a little bit? Do you feel like physically? Do you feel it out on the field, like you're moving around better than you ever have?
Oh yeah, I mean, Coach Kagi and the strength staff, they've done such an amazing job, just transforming my body, my abilities. Almost really, I kind of describe it as like unlocking my potential as far as speed and quickness and strength. So yeah, I feel great.
Sorry. Final one for me. How would you describe your leadership style within that defensive line at Scale?
I'm more of the the action guy. I'm not a big vocal guy. I'm really just chill. But yeah, it really just starts with when you turn on the film, like what does Scale do? Like I feel like people can really leech on me as far as what is Scale doing instead of like what is he saying and stuff like that. But sometimes especially if it's a young guy, I'll pull him aside and just kind of tell him spit some game, coach him up. And yeah, that's kind of how I lead. I'm not too vocal, just just follow what I do type.
Thanks, Scale.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Scale. There's that recruiting picture of you on your visit, and you're rocking the number 73, and you're bigger back then. What do you think when you look at that picture?
Man, I just think of that I've come a long way. I've learned a lot about nutrition and how to build the body. Yeah, when I look at that scale was just kind of sloppy, just big, and not really having a I don't know. It was just kind of sloppy in my description. But yeah, now I kind of leaned it out. Focused on things like my speed and just being able to move better.
So when you look in the mirror now, like how pleased are you with the results? And I know you just said that you've come a long ways, but I mean there is quite the juxtaposition what you look like now versus what you looked like then.
Yeah, I mean I'm when I look in the mirror, I'm like, that's awesome. Like I'm glad I was able to do this, but obviously the competitor inside me is like, we got to do better than this. Like, I mean, this summer I had a few packs, I had a little 4-pack, but now it's kind of doled out. But I mean, that doesn't really matter as long as I can play my position, be at the right weight and do it efficiently, and then I'm happy.
Scale, are you a bit of a, I mean, we've seen some photos of you in the weight room, namely on the squat rack too. Are you a little bit of an attraction when you get in the weight room?
Nah, I wouldn't. Nah, I wouldn't say I'm an attraction. I just work hard. I just try to work hard. That's it.
What does it mean though? Like you see the faces of your teammates when you're putting up some weight there,
Mhm.
and they all seem to be, very ecstatic, very supportive. What do you, I mean, like, do you feel that from them?
Oh yeah. I mean, we maxed out on squat the other day, and just to have the guys behind me and cheer me on. I love that energy. I feed off of it, and I just take it for what it is, and use it to my advantage. And yeah, there's really nothing much to it. There's really nothing much to it.
How much you put up?
What was it? I think it was 555, something like that.
Is that ranked pretty high on the team, or?
Yeah, it's up there.
Okay,
It's
all
up
right.
there.
I guess finally, Scale, like you put in all this work this off season and you've transformed your body. How do you get production out of it now? Because obviously all this work, I mean, it's not granted that you can't just assume you're going to go out there and obviously do super well just because you put in the work. So how do you turn this work into production on Saturdays?
Just first and foremost is just believing in myself, and then continually working the techniques and the fundamentals, applying what I've put the work I put in the weight room and applying it on the field, whether it be the way I strike an offensive lineman or the way I run to the ball. It's just applying, being intentional about taking what I've done in the summer in the weight room on the field, doing it in practice, and then obviously it'll apply to the game.
Scale, I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, you good with Scale, guys?
I had to follow. If we got a
Okay, go
second.
ahead, Ron. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah, so Scale, I know in the past, Coach Avalos played a big role in you losing weight even when you were in high school. Did he kind of play a role this time around as well?
No, not this time. I think the second time around it was more of a me thing, me just looking at myself, kind of examining like where do I want to be, how do I want to look, how do I want to feel, But yeah, I mean, Coach Avalos was a big factor of me losing all that weight the first time around. But yeah, this time around it's kind of been a personal focus, personal goal of mine, just to be better.
And I know you'll have the option of coming back for another year, but I asked Coach Miley, and he said physically you're ready to play in the NFL. Have you thought at all yet about making that jump?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it comes across my mind. I mean, it should for everybody. But honestly, I'm just going to take it 1 year at a time. And this year is the focus. UCF is the focus. And yeah, I try not to look too far ahead in the future because you might get, caught up in all that and not, perform to your best in the present. So I'm just going to take it one game at a time, and we'll see by the end of this year.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Scale, I know we've asked you before, but what's the heaviest weight you've ever been in your life?
The heaviest weight, one morning I woke up, stepped on the scale, and I was 348.
No, that was what, in high school at some point?
Yeah, that was probably a few months after my senior year in high school. Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
Thanks, man. Impressive.
Sure.
All right, Scale, appreciate you taking time, man. Well,
Of course.
thank you.
You have a good one.
George, we're ready. If you want to get on video there, we'll get you going.
How's it going?
Good. Can you get, there we go. There we go, George. We can see you now. Sweet. All right. We'll just reverse course here. So we'll go Jay, Will, BJ, Ron.
What's up, George? How we doing, man?
Good, and yourself?
I'm good, thanks. George, we saw that you were back in the spring game, obviously, and you look like you had a fairly clean bill of health. But how much have you even progressed since then? And how good do you feel and how ready are you for this season?
I mean, I feel really good right now. I've been just conditioning and staying in shape and just being able to get back in the offense and just move around. I felt really good out there.
George, how close are you and Cyrus Habibi-Likio? I spoke with him a little while back, but he said that even before he decided to transfer, that you two had a little bit of connection. And I think he said you might have even started it.
Yeah, so yeah, we're pretty close. So my junior year in high school, I took my unofficial to Oregon, and Cyrus was the guy who kind of just showed me around. And yeah, he was always hitting me up. And since then, we just kind of were close after that.
How are you excited? I mean, like, what was your reaction when he got into the transfer portal and expressed his interest to come to Boise State? Because he said that then you once again kind of facilitated that too.
Yeah, I was really excited. I seen him in the transfer portal, and I kind of just hit him up. You know, Coach Ab and stuff. They came over here, so it was kind of a good thing going, a connection going. So, I hit him up as soon as he hit that transfer portal to come through. And he knows where to go.
How much are you guys also kind of bonded by your heritage?
It's definitely a good connection because we're able to like just talk our language and kind of say little things, and it's kind of funny. We just be messing around jokes. It's all jokes.
He seems to think that you guys can be a pretty dynamic, dangerous 1-2 punch. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, he's a great player. He's definitely looking good out there. Yeah, he's moving around. Just watching him and him being able to teach me things, he's been doing a great job, and I think he's going to play a pretty big role in this offense, especially with him being able to pick up the offense pretty good and be out there moving pretty good.
One more for me, George. Just we've heard that the running backs are going to be emphasizing even the passing game in this offense. We also heard about the tempo that it's Shaq was saying that it can get pretty tiring at times. What do you think about the vision they have for you in this offense?
I mean, for the running backs, we're going to be out in routes a lot this year. We've been moving out there a lot, and we also been running the ball a lot. So the RB is gonna play a pretty big role in this offense.
Thanks for your time, George.
Yes, sir.
Hey, George, how you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm doing good. Good to see you. On the field physically, how would you describe Cyrus's game?
I mean, he's a tough kid. He has that mentality where no one's gonna stop him, and he's out there. He's confident in everything he does, and he's out there moving, and he looks pretty good. So he doesn't move out of nobody's way. He kind of just runs through and he bursts, and he looks pretty good. So I would say he's pretty tough and pretty fast.
What's one area of your game, George, that you'd like to take to the next level this fall?
For me personally, I think just being able to prep and develop like my game, like especially with off field, like my eating diets, and just being able to get back in the trainer's room and like rehab, just take care of my body.
Look at your running back position as a whole. How deep is this group now?
It's pretty deep. We have dependable depth. We have a lot of guys getting healthy. We have Danny Smith coming back, Taquan Tyler coming back, and Tyler Crow and Andrew Van Buren. We have all these guys, and they're looking pretty good out there. They're moving around. We're pretty physical. We've been working on a lot of pass pro, so we've been pretty physical with the pass blocking and being able to just run the ball downhill. It's kind of just natural.
Thanks, George. Good to see you.
Yes, sir.
George, what is the competition like in that room? Because we were talking to Winston a week or two ago, and he said, hey, the best guy's going to play. If that's Tyler Crow, he's going to be starting. If it's whoever. So I mean, what's it like with you and Cyrus, and Andrew and everybody trying to fight for playing time, because it sounds like from Winston it's kind of a true open competition here.
I mean, rents due every day. Nothing is earned. We gotta work for everything we have. So we kind of just come out there, compete, and everything we do, make sure we do focus on the little details, and just be able to have that trust in each other, and just work on ourselves. It's not like, honestly, for me, I just kind of work on myself, and like, if you can't compete with yourself, you can't compete with others. So just for me, a big thing is just focusing on the little details, like just being able to stay conditioned out there and move around.
I know you were obviously hurt for most of last year, but you guys finished last in the league in rushing, and that's the first time that's happened in a long time around here. I know it was a weird season and stuff, but I mean, I assume that doesn't sit well with you guys regardless as a group. How important is it in this offense and just for you guys to establish that run and get back to what you guys know you're good at doing?
I mean, it'll be a exciting year for sure. This year we expect some bigger things than last year, especially with the depth that we have, but we will continue to work and just work on the fundamentals and be able to be more explosive in the run game this year.
I know we talked to you about it, it was in spring or summer, but I mean, how frustrating was last year for you? Just really coming off the 1,000-yard season and everything, and then forget about the COVID and the season being shortened, but just getting hurt and not really being a factor last year and dealing with that. How tough was that for you personally?
It was definitely just a learning experience, and just being able to respond to that and know that there's better days to come, especially just working on the knee and be able to come to treatment each day and just get better each day. It's definitely just been a learning experience, and being able to be patient and just being patient.
Do you approach this season any different, or do you approach like every day of practice any different now, kind of knowing like, hey, like, at any point I could get hurt or something could happen? Like, do you look at it differently? Like you don't want to take for granted anything, obviously, and kind of in your mindset when you go out there?
I mean, I approach every practice, I try to be consistent every day. I know it's not, I'm not perfect at that, but that's what I try to do. And it's always the same goal. It's always the same goals. So I just focus on just being able to, just being present.
How excited are you to be healthy and be out there and hopefully have a full healthy season? I mean, how eager are you to try to get back to that level, you were at, and even higher, from 2 years ago?
It's really exciting. Like I said before, I'm grateful to get back in this offense and get back out there running with the Blues, and be able to help out the running backs with some things, and just be a leader in the stable.
And final thing for me, Scale was saying you guys put shells on today for the first time, and it got a little chippy, and was, obviously the intensity went up a little. What was it like? What's it like? And, taking that next step, putting on the shells?
It's definitely physical out there. I would say things are kind of heating up out there. We're kind of going at it, back and forth. But I would say for the running backs, it's kind of, as an offense, it's pretty tough because you got the defense out there kind of just punching at the ball, and they're pretty aggressive. So just being able to have good ball security out there, it's pretty important.
Thanks, man.
Yep.
Hey, George, going back to Cyrus for a second, what would you say are his strengths on the field?
His strengths on the field, I'll say he's an all-around kind of back. He's able to go out, catch the ball in the backfield. He's able to block. He's able to run downhill. So he's pretty well-rounded as a running back. But he's pretty. I'd say he's tough. Like I said before, he's tough. And he has a mentality where no one's gonna stop him. So, yeah.
When I was talking to Winston about the two of you, he said you guys are pretty similar as backs. Having another guy that can kind of carry some of the load, does that take some pressure off you this year?
I mean, kind of, but I would say it's definitely always pressure on me. I always take every opportunity, every rep like it's my last rep. So I'm just able to just be thankful and grateful for the opportunities that's given to me.
And on the flip side, having a guy like Cyrus kind of puts a little more pressure on you, right? Because he's trying to take your job at some point. You know, I mean, do you feel like he's made you better in that way?
I think it's made everyone better in a way. All the running backs, they're kind of moving around faster, and we're just more serious and stable. You know, I mean, it's pretty chill, but we know we're able to go out there and compete against each other and just get each other better. So that's a good thing for the stable all around.
And you mentioned that the running backs are going to play a big role in this new offense. But how different is the role than what you did last year, or will it be different than how your role in the previous offense?
I mean, I'm not quite sure. We'll see. Especially with this new offense, a lot of fast tempos, and how we run our offense is it's not going to go to one guy or that guy. Is going to be all around offense. It's going to be going to different players every play. We have a lot of receivers we can count on this year, and we have depth in the backfield.
I've asked a lot of the bigger guys about the decks that you guys have to run, and obviously, you know, the old linemen talk about how much of a challenge it is. But for you, maybe one of the best athletes on the field, how much of a challenge is that exercise?
Decks. I mean, I don't mind decks at all. I'd rather do decks any day than run 300s. So yeah.
I mean, has it always been easy for you? Has it gotten easier over the years for you?
For sure. It's just it's a mentality. So just being able to, the faster you run up there and the faster you jog back down, the more time you get rest. So that's been my strategy for a couple of past 3 years.
So who has the quickest time on decks on the team?
Austin Bolt for sure.
Okay, nice, very cool. Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, last call for George, guys. Anybody else?
I got to follow up if that's okay.
Go ahead, Jay.
Hey, George, we know that you've long appreciated the weight room. Who's the guy that, you know, on max day, everybody kind of crowds around and has to see him, you know, get on the squat rack or whatever it might be? Who's the main attraction in the weight room for that stuff?
I mean, you got different players who max out different numbers, but for squat day, I would say it would be some guys in the combo lifts. Danny Cantrell, our long snapper, he's pretty strong. Uzo, he's lineman, he's pretty strong at bench. He's over here benching 4 plates and stuff. It's crazy. Yeah, you got different guys all around.
Heard that the wide receivers got a little competitive, like on the jug guns this summer. I don't know. They kept tally of, you know, how many passes they caught and stuff like that. Did the RBs kind of do anything like that at all?
Just a lot of pass pro. Just working on blocking and being aggressive in pass pro. So just working on a lot of sleds. Working on shooting our hips through and picking up blitzes. Yeah.
That doesn't sound like fun in the summer.
No, and a lot of Warzone with the RBs. A lot of Warzone, Call of Duty on the game.
That's more fun.
George,
appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, George, appreciate the time, man. We'll see you soon.
Sir, appreciate you guys.
I'll send George shortly, guys.
Edit.